What's going on, everyone? This is Spilling Tea with Chris G, and I'm going over Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 9. I'm going to go ahead and spill the tea at the end for you guys. But first, let's hop into my top five highlights. Let's go. So for my first highlight is Kenya had came home from North Carolina to her windows being busted out again. So if you guys remember, towards the beginning of the season, Matt had came over to Kenya's house and busted out all her windows in her garage because her garage was like glass. So he broke the windows. Well, he's back again, and he did it again. He also broke the window out of her Range Rover, and he spray painted her cameras up. And there was actually blood on the glass of the garage, so you could tell, he was using his hands. Why are you doing all that? That's my thing. I mean, Matt, I get it. You saying that Kenya's stringing you on or whatever. You got your feelings in it, but bruh. So, anyways, Kenya had called Kandi and she told her basically what happened. So, Kandi had offered her a place to stay if Kenya really needed to. Also, Kenya had made up with Phaedra, and she just kind of wanted to get a different perspective because Phaedra was also going through some similar things with Apollo right before he left off to prison in the previous seasons. And Phaedra told her, we went to counseling and stuff, but it just didn't work out. And, you might want to go ahead and, file a restraining order. I mean, but with the police, they were also saying too when Kenya had called them that, jail is probably not going to be the best fit for him if he really does need help. So hopefully Matt did get some help. On to my second highlight. Cynthia had finally sold her townhouse. It was on the market for only about 3 to 4 days and it's sold. So congratulations to her. But her and Noel don't have anywhere to go because the lake house that Cynthia was supposed to be buying, the appraisal that came in, they had two appraisals and one of them came back $300,000 short. So they're waiting on a third appraisal and they have not closed yet. So Noelle, she was kind of like lagging as far as moving. But, now it's a real deal because the townhouse is done. It's gone, it's off the market. People came in, they brought it. And so, now it's a real thing. So Cynthia is kind of worried about what they're going to do as far as living arrangements because it might be up to a month. So Cynthia was saying her mom offered for them to stay at her house or to stay at Kenya's house, which Noelle was excited to do because she wanted to go ahead and test drive the Bentley. However, Kenya is also going through her own thing, so Cynthia was just saying she didn't know if that was the best idea. On to my third highlight. So everybody now is coming over to Kandi's house to stay. Kenya and Cynthia were over at Kandi's because Cynthia is homeless, of course, her household, so she has nowhere to go, so she was going to stay with Kenya. But Kenya is not safe at her own house, so she decided that she wanted to stay with Kandi, hence, that is why Cynthia has showed up to Kandi's house. So Kandi was saying that she offered it, but she didn't think that Kenya would have taken her up on the offer, but now Kandi done messed around and got a 2-for-1 deal, child. So anyways, so Kandi and Cynthia and Kenya, they were talking, and Phaedra has sent out a mass text about the whole charity event, and she said that she wanted 50% of the net proceeds to go towards the charity, which there was no number really at first, but Cynthia said, well, I thought Sheree said there was a number because she's a human recorder. She comes back pretty accurate. And Kandi said, she's not too accurate because when me, Sheree, and Portia had met up, she had went back and told Portia that I said Portia slept with Block. I specifically said they dated, did not say they slept with. So then Kenya says, is that the person who peed on Portia? When we, I was like, y'all trying to R. Kelly somebody? No, but seriously, I mean, really, Kenya, that's all you remember from that boat trip? So last season, they were on the boat in Miami, and they were playing the drinking game, Have You Ever? And they were talking about have you ever gotten a golden shower? Shamia had brought it up. And so Portia had drank the drink, like, yeah, I did have a golden shower. So Kandi was like, y'all need to go ahead and keep me up out of that because I have no idea what's going on with that. So Cynthia, then she had questions about, well, how many bedrooms is in the guest house? How many bathrooms do you have? And I know Kandi was like, oh my gosh, what did I sign myself up for? On to my fourth highlight. So Sheree was out looking for window coverings because she was saying that the designer who's helping her with her house, she's already way over budget, and the window coverings that they want to put in is from overseas, and it is just way too much. So she's going to a local place in Atlanta to get some window coverings for her house. And Marlo pops up on her instead of the designer. He had sent Marlo, and Marlo was helping Sheree pick some stuff out, and then she proceeded to tell her that her and Kenya are no longer friends. So apparently Kenya had called Marlo and asked her about flowers and stuff, what type of flowers and stuff should she have for her birthday. And then a few days later, Marlo had looked on Instagram and saw that Kenya had a birthday party but did not invite Marlo. She instead had Cynthia, Sheree was there, Nene was there. She had basically all the housewives there except for Marlo. So Marlo, of course, was like, oh, well, that's why you didn't invite me. That was because you had, Nene there. And, Marlo and Nene had fell out. So then Marlo also said that she also did not get an invite to the housewarming party, and she felt that she was hurt by it because she was saying, we're supposed to be really good friends, and how could you do me like that? So that's why they're no longer speaking. So Marlo, she did go on to Instagram Live, which I did post on our Facebook page. So I will go ahead and talk about that towards the end. On to my fifth highlight. So the pop-up shop is here, and all the ladies have everything all set up. Everybody had basically donated. Portia had donated 100% of her proceeds to Phaedra's charity event. And Phaedra had said she raised over $7,000. She didn't hit her $10,000 mark, but she was close enough. And Aiden's grandpa and grandma had came on Apollo's side, actually. And Kenya was saying that she didn't think that Phaedra was close to Apollo's parents like that, but I mean, she has two of their grandsons. I mean, I would think that she'd be pretty close to them. But, Kenya's learning a little bit more about Phaedra each day, it seems like. Kenya, though, did get into it with Marlo. Marlo had popped up at the pop-up shops, and she had told, Marlo told Kenya how she really felt. Like, you didn't invite me to your housewarming, you didn't invite me to your birthday party. And Kenya did apologize to Marlo, but Marlo was just saying that, for a friend of 3 years, how could you do me like that? Thought you were a loyal friend. And Kenya was saying, no, I am loyal. But Kenya finally walked away and was like, this is not the place or time for us to be arguing about this situation. But the ladies got along. Everyone did fabulous. There was a lot of people at the pop-up shop. So congratulations to Phaedra. And also Kenya will be going along with Phaedra to Detroit to go ahead and do her camp. So that would be really cool. Now let's go ahead and spill this tea. Let's get it. So I have a lot of tea for you guys. Marlo had went on to Instagram Live, and just side note, I feel like every season Marlo like latches on to like a Real Housewife to be on the show. It was Nene, then it was Kenya, now it's Sheree. But anyways. So Marlo had took to Instagram Live because the fans were asking questions about like how she feels about Kenya and just kind of different things. And Marlo had said that Kenya, basically, all she knows about her is that she has bad skin and that Kenya is trying to be like her, but she can't. And that Kenya is a Nene Jr., and Kenya and Nene are fake and they're for TV, and Marlo is real. So that is the message that she had for the ladies of Real Housewives of Atlanta, specifically for Kenya and Nene. Portia was on Watch What Happened Live last night with Andy Cohen, and there were a few questions that had came up. One of them was talking about this pee situation that Kenya had said during the episode that Portia basically admitted to being peed on. And Portia had said that it was just a drinking game. So, you know, Andy had moved on with from that. Also, Portia said that she is tired of Kandi coming for her. She doesn't even think about these ladies on the show, and she doesn't really speak to any of them. Basically, they're just like filming, and that's it. The only person that she really deals with outside of the show is Phaedra. Everyone else, she sees them during production. Also, Phaedra had posted up a picture with her and her mom and Aiden on a positive note, which looked really, really cute. Aiden, of course, was making cookies for the charity, so that was really cool. Kenya had took to her Twitter, which she had said, "I can teach them to get educated. The Underground Railroad wasn't a literal train, and keep your legs closed to married men buying rolls." Of course, we all know she's talking about Portia. Also, Kenya had said, someone had tweeted, Kenya Moore, you dissed I Am Sheree's small booth, but she made more sales than you. Laugh out loud. Kenya said, nope, I only gave my cash, not credit card sales, babe. Thanks for trying to come for me, though. So, yes, Kenya was up on in the Twitter yesterday, giving all types of shade to the ladies, including a lot of the comments that she was getting in to from the fans and questions and stuff. She was like real shady last night. Girl. Anyways, that is it for you guys. Please make sure you subscribe. I will see you all next week.